All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this evening's broadcast. Game one of a doubleheader between the Janesville Jayhawks and the Madison Polar Caps. Bantam B, I'm Coach Nate with Blue Line Basics. Thank you for tuning in. Go ahead and hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. It really does help us out. If you want to help us out even more, go on over to BlueLineBasics.com and check out all the cool logo gear we have over there. If you want to help us out beyond that, there's a donations tab to help keep this dream alive. Just having a talk earlier today about multiple years in advance, bringing games and keeping them live here on YouTube, free to you. So all the help we can get is greatly appreciated. Both teams heading out. Figure out who we got in net here in just a moment. We got Thompson in net for Janesville, and I'll figure out the goalie here for Madison. And off the draw, the Polar Caps will win it here. Into the Janesville zone, down through the slot. Shot goes wide to the far side and over here into the near side corner. Along the near side boards. Caps centering pass out front in the slot. Shot, save, rebound covered, and a whistle. We'll get an upcoming face-off in the Janesville defensive zone. In net for the Polar Caps, number 39, Aaron Dawson. Off the draw. Hung up there at the face-off dot, kicks through the slot, and James will pick it up over there on the far side boards. Trying to work it out. Not able to yet. Still just inside the zone. The Caps have got it tied up there along the far side boards. They work it in. Face-off dot, far side, poke checked away into the corner by Janesville. Caps pick it back up. Below the goal line, far side, centering pass kept down low below the goal line. Caps will come up with it over in the corner. Poke checked away by Janesville. Still loose. Bouncing around top of the circle, far side. Caps are able to hold. No, I think I heard offsides. It was, and they had to regroup out at center ice, and they'll pick it up, work it just inside their zone. Down around the back of their own net here to the near side. Janesville putting on forecheck pressure, able to poke check it away. Janesville with it. Now they have the steal, lost the handle as they're trying to make a pass, and the Caps will move it up and out of their zone. Along the near side, they'll work it down into the Janesville zone, near side corner. It'll move its way over to the far side. Janesville will send it right back over here near side, where it'll work up and out of the zone. They'll send it in. They'll have to regroup and head back in. Janesville will pick it up below the goal line near side. Trying to work it up and out through their slot out across center ice. The Caps got a stick on it, work it over to the far side. Try to catch a head man going in the high slot, and then the puck will slide over here into the near side. Along the near side boards, Janesville trying to work it out. Caps are able to hold. Bounce around, top of the circle. They'll work it into the slot. Not able to get the shot off. Hung up in the skates of the Janesville defenseman. There's the shot. Rebound over here near side. Second shot bounced off Thompson and back over here, and we got a whistle, and I think the net came off as Thompson was making the move over here. So we'll get a offensive zone face-off, or I'm sorry, a defensive zone face-off for Janesville here in the near side corner. Off the draw, Janesville wins possession, stolen by Polar Cap, sent down towards the slot and sent back out by Janesville. Out here high in the zone, sent back up towards the net, deflects off some skates, never makes it there, and Janesville will clear it across center ice, down into the zone, and we'll have an icing. And we'll be right back down into the Janesville defensive zone. Near side dot. Off the draw. Down below the goal line. Caps with it over to the far side. Lost the handle. Janesville ties it up. They'll work it up along those far side boards. Out of the zone they come. Across center ice. This will be just out of reach. Waved off. No icing. Waved off. And the Caps will have it around the side of the back of the net here to the near side, up and out of the zone. With a head of steam, they're going in on a 2-on-1. Poke checked away by the Janesville defense. And the Caps trying to work it across center ice. Janesville able to tie it up here just their side. Over to the far side it does go. along the far side boards, just inside the Polar Caps zone. Down here into the near side corner it comes. Around the back of the net. Janesville putting on heavy forecheck pressure. Far side corner. Janesville centering pass out front in the slot. Shot just wide over here into the near side corner. Caps trying to bring it out. Janesville holds it up for a moment. Now they get it out. And they'll work it across center ice. Janesville picks up possession just inside their zone. Send it rink wide to the far side. Off the boards, gain entry into the Polar Cap zone along the far side boards. Caps tie it up. And they'll work it right back out across the far side boards. Janesville able to stop it. Janesville regains entry on the far side. Down low in the corner. Caps tie it up. They come up with possession as it slides below their net. They'll work it up here on the near side. Intercepted by Janesville, held deep down in the corner. Try to get a centering pass. Off some skates and behind the net it goes, far side. Along the far side boards. Caps try to exit. Janesville able to send it right back down. Below the goal line here in the far side corner, near side corner. Tied up. Janesville works it towards the slot. Makes a move, trying to get a shot, not a lot on it. And the puck was slowly pushed off to the side there into the far side corner. Janesville from the point, shot goes up, deflects, and it's sticked over. Still loose out front, bouncing around. Kicked out here into the slot. Janesville trying to get a shot. No, Caps got a stick on it. Still there. Now they'll exit it. This one will go all the way down and had to be played by Thompson. And worked over here to the near side. Just outside the zone. Caps try to work it back in. Top of the circle here near side. Shot goes up. Gloved and held. And we'll get a defensive zone face-off. Near side dot. Off the draw. Janesville gains possession, works it out of the zone off the near side boards. Cross center ice. Foot race for the puck. Polar Caps will get the first, work it around from the far side. They're going to cut around the back of their net now near side. Up the near side boards. Janesville got there just a smidge late, and it tips off their skates, and out of the zone it comes. Back in, they send it. Just below the goal line here near side, Polar Caps have it. They'll work it up top circle here in near side, out of the zone across center ice. Into the Janesville zone. Top of the circle. Makes a move into the slot. Thompson will send it over into the far side corner with a stick. Puck will kick back below the net over here to the near side. Janesville gets a stick on it. Tries to work it up the near side boards. Out of the zone they come. Cross center ice. They'll dump it down deep. And that puck will wrap around over to the far side corner. Tied up over there. Along the far side boards. Hash marks. Caps come up with it. They'll work it around the back of their net now to the near side. They'll double back towards the slot and out the far side boards and across center ice. Just inside the Janesville zone. Lost the handle. They step up, take a shot, deflects off a stick of Janesville and dangerously near that far side post as Thompson had cut all the way over here to the near side. Janesville gains entry, got a man coming up the center. Not able to get the pass as it went off a skate of the Caps and down below the goal line, and now the Caps will work it up and out far side. Janesville will send it in deep on the far side corner and have to regroup as it was offsides. Polar Caps work it out of there, trying to work it out of their zone, hung up on a skate. Janesville able to hold it there on the far side. High in the zone, Polar Caps now out and across center ice. In to the Janesville zone here near side. Drop pass here, top of the circle, near side shot goes up. Sticked away down below the goal line there by Thompson. Over here on the near side, Janesville working up the near side boards. Caps able to hold, send it back deep down below the goal line. Centering pass by the Caps, shot wide of the net into the far side corner. Polar Caps will get their first, lost an edge going in, and Janesville picks up the puck, trying to work it out. They do. And no icing, that was tipped. And the Caps will pick it up down in their far side corner, working around the back of their net here to the near side. Head-on collision as the Caps are coming up. Janesville slowed them up, but the Caps work out and into the Janesville zone, top of the circle. Shot from the dot, wide of the net over there to the far side. Janesville trying to exit out there in the high slot. Re-entered by the Polar Caps here on the near side. Janesville able to body up and work the puck back out to center ice. Polar Caps will work it right back down around the back of the net to the far side. Far side corner it is. Janesville got there first along the far side boards. Shot wide off a body, deflects out here high in the zone, and out at center ice it is. Centering pass just out of reach of Janesville, and the puck will go down into the far side corner of the Caps. Along the far side boards, Polar Caps are able to work it out. Janesville with it out at center ice. They'll work it back up along the far side, tried to dump it in. Polar Caps able to get a stick on it, work it right back out. Along those far side boards, Janesville now dumps it right back in. Polar Caps pick it up top of the circle, far side. They'll work it over here. Oh, just about intercepted by Janesville, not able to handle it, as he would have been all alone heading to the net quickly. Now the Caps will work in here near side, top of the circle, cutting down towards the slot. Pocket picked by Janesville, and the puck carries down below the goal line here near side. Now over to the far side. Tried the wraparound, hung up in the pillows of Thompson, and he was able to get the glove on it as the Polar Caps tried to do a wraparound there from the near side to the far. And we'll get an offensive zone face-off from the far side dot, or defensive zone face-off for the Jayhawks far side dot. Off the draw, tied up there on the face-off dot. Janesville comes up with it, tries to work it off to the far side boards. Polar Caps have a stick on it. Along the far side boards, Janesville able to work it up and out. 2-on-1 going in. They got a man in center ice. Not able to get the pass. There's a centering pass. Bounced off his stick towards the net. Not able to get there for the final rebound, and the puck will be cleared down along the far side boards just inside the Janesville zone. Polar Caps able to poke check it down below the goal line. Over here into the near side corner it comes. Polar Caps come out with possession. Shot off the side of the net. Rebound collected by Thompson. And a face-off upcoming in the Janesville defensive zone. Near side dot, Janesville defensive zone. Off the draw, goes over into the near side corner. Janesville trying to work it up off the boards. High in the zone, they're able to poke check it out. Out at center ice. Caps trying to work it back in. And Janesville sends it over there. Far side has a headman going in. He'll dump it deep into the far side corner. The Caps will get there first. Lost the handle. Janesville comes in, and they'll work it back up the far side boards. Polar Caps now with possession. They'll dump it around the back of their net over here to the near side corner and work it right back down behind their net. Up the far side boards. Janesville able to tie it up, keep it in. Shot goes in on net wide to the far side and works its way over here to the near side. Trying to work it out. Janesville comes in with, tried to get the steal, not able to handle it. And out they come while you're out there on the far side. Janesville quickly works it back in. Around the back of the net over here to the near side. Polar Caps trying to work it out. Now back over to the far side, off the far side boards. Janesville able to tie it up along the far side boards. Still clear, still in. And now it's offsides. Off the draw. Polar Caps win possession along the near side boards across center ice into the Janesville zone. Top of the circle. Lost the handle as he's working down in. Below the goal line it goes. They'll work it back out to the point here. Near side, shot goes up. Sticked away by Thompson into the near side corner. Janesville tries to clear, not able to. The Caps are able to keep it deep. Try to get a centering pass, bouncing around in the slot. Not able to get a clean handle on it. And Janesville's able to clear the zone out here to center ice. Polar Caps with possession over there on the far side. They'll work it over here near side, right back far side. Not able to handle it. Over to the far side boards. Foot race. Janesville get there first. Tie it up down in the corner. Tried to work a centering pass. And high in the zone it is. Janesville able to hold it. Cuts across the high slot. Now it'll squeak out. And back in it goes. Janesville top of the circle. Not able to get a shot. There in the slot. Over here near side. Shot goes up. Sticked over there to the near side and covered quickly by the Polar Caps goalie, and we'll get an offensive zone face-off as Dawson was able to get the glove on it. Near side dot. Janesville offensive zone. Off the draw, shot goes on. Paddled away over there to the far side corner. Held up along the far side boards by Janesville. Taken down into the corner. Centering pass goes behind the net over here into the near side corner. Centering pass out front, sticked away, but it was bounced off a body and kicked back over to the near side. Dawson was trying to kick it to that far side, and one of his players or somebody bounced it back across the front of him. Janesville picks it up, works it back in, offsides as they went back in, and we'll have a face-off just outside the Janesville offensive zone. Off the draw, back to point here on the near side. They'll work it in now, near side. Shot, not enough on it, and kicked over here into the near side corner. Polar Caps are working around the back of their net there to the far side. Work it up and out of their zone. Into the Janesville zone, top of the circle, makes a move. Shot off the pipe and over here into the near side corner. Sent back around to the far side. Shaw with it, trying to get a center pass off some skates. They'll regain possession. Face-off dot, far side. Janesville able to get a stick on it, clear it out to center ice. Shaw works it right back in. Janesville picks it up, top of the circle, far side. They'll work it over here near side. Shaw puts on the pressure. Not able to. They're off sides. They'll have to hold it and try to maintain possession out here at center ice. They'll work it over there to the far side, regain entry into the Janesville zone. Shot goes wide, kept far side by the stick of Thompson. Janesville pick it up, work it over here near side, trying to work it up and out, top of the circle it is. Polar Caps gain possession. They'll work it down around the back of the net, cut back here near side. And it's slapped down around into the near side corner. Brought back out here high in the zone. The point for Polar Caps able to hold it. Out to center ice it comes. They quickly send it in back into the Janesville zone. Far side corner it goes. Janesville with it. Tips it up and out of the zone it comes. Center ice. Shaw has possession over here to the near side. They'll send it rink wide to the far side into the Janesville zone. Janesville get there first. Far side corner. Janesville will work it across over here to the near side. And Polar Caps will pick it up, regain entry here to face-off dot here near side. Cuts over the front. Oh, made a move, not able to get there as Thompson wasn't getting across real quick. And Janesville able to clear it. And there it goes down into the Polar Caps zone. And an icing is the call as we'll get an offensive zone. Defensive zone, I can't continue to say that, defensive zone face-off for your Jayhawks with 48 seconds to go here in the first. Shots are 11-8 in favor of the Polar Caps. Score is 0-0. Off the draw, tied up on the dots. James works it down into the near side corner. Along the boards, tied up. Down deep now below the goal line in that far near side corner. Both teams have it tied up along the boards. And there's the whistle, and we're going to get a face-off upcoming. 31 seconds to go here in the period. Off the draw, kicked over here to the near side boards. Down below the goal line. Lost the handle. Polar Caps will work it in. Far side face-off, got shot. Rebound. No, saved by Thompson. Wow. Wow. Wide open net. Thompson standing on his head, reaching with his tippy toes, grabbing it with his pinky. I don't know what happened, but he kept it out of the net as there was multiple shots put on. And a face-off upcoming on the far side dot. Janesville defensive zone. Off the draw, Janesville pokes it towards the top of the circle. High in the zone, trying to work it out. Polar Caps keep it in. Shot goes on wide into the far side corner. Along the far side boards, tied up. Polar Caps will work it down into the corner and around the back of the net. And this period will end as a 0-0 tie as we go to intermission. I'm Coach Nate with Blue Line Basics. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. As the final seconds tick off here at the first intermission. Both teams getting a little coaching and a few pointers. And they'll head on back out to center ice as a goalie change has been made for the Polar Caps. Zinnin in net now for them. And Thompson still in net for Janesville. The draw goes over to the far side. Off the far side boards into the Polar Cap zone. They'll work it back out through center ice. Janesville missing it out at center ice, and they'll work into their zone here just in front of the Polar Caps bench. And the Polar Caps will send it down below the net there, and it'll work its way from the far side back over here near side. Polar Caps pick up possession. Work it out here, face-off dot near side. Not able to get a shot off. Janesville got a stick on it. Janesville will work it up and out. Far side. They'll gain entry into the Cap zone. Top of the circle, far side. Shot goes up. Stick down and kick back over into the far side corner. Trying to work it up the far side boards. Top of the circle. Janesville shot. Off a body out front. Not able to get there. Now a rebound shot. And that one goes in. Janesville on the rebound and picks up the goal. What was it? 79 from 23 for the Janesville goal. Puck down into the Polar Cap zone there along the far side. Polar Caps reverse it back into the Janesville zone. Far side, work it down on the face-off dot. Shot off the post, doesn't get in. Rebound goes up, save. And Thompson will have to give that one a kiss later on. So Becca Johnson picking up that goal. And I believe the assist coming from Tor Magnus. Out here at the top of the zone, near side, shot went on, deflected over there, far side. Janesville works it up and out into the near side corner of the Polar Cap zone, and I believe we have an icing call. And that one will come all the way back down. No, what do we have going on here? We have a penalty upcoming. 59 from the Caps with a hooking call. Aiden Sweeney picking up that 2-minute penalty. And the Jayhawks go on the power play. Draw goes in towards net and over into the near side corner. Janesville pick it up, centering pass goes out. Polar Caps able to get a stick on it, back towards the slot. Polar Caps are there to pick it up. They'll work it up and out along the near side here. Down into the Janesville zone. Top of the circle, near side. Centering pass swung away by the Janesville defense, and along the near side boards it is. Trying to work it up and out. Tied up, shot goes on off the stick of the defenseman by Janesville and into the near side corner. Tied up over here around the back of the net, far side. Janesville work it up and out over here near side. Cross center ice. Makes a move here near side. Trying to get a centering pass, and Polar Caps able to tie it up. Puck will go all the way over there to the far side, center ice. Janesville will send it back in. Around the back of the net. Over here to the near side. One ref had a hand up for icing, the other said no, and Janesville will regroup out here at center ice. Polar Caps will work their way out along the far side. They'll gain entry on the Janesville zone, cut it here towards the high slot. Janesville gets a poke check, keeps it away, and they'll work it around the back of their net. Over there to the far side. Janesville send it up here center ice and kick it over here to the near side. Caps will get there first, working right back out of their zone. Center ice it is. Now Janesville back there on their blue line will work it from the near side to the far side into the Polar Cap zone on the far side. It'll slide down the puck by itself to the face-off dot, and the Polar Caps will try to work it up and out. They do. Out at center ice. Polar Caps work it just into the Janesville zone, now down into the far side corner. Janesville quickly works it right back out. Polar Caps will dump it back in. They're offside, so they'll have to regroup. And over here in the near side corner, Janesville will pick it up. They'll work it off the boards and out to center ice. Polar Caps will send it right back in. Along the far side boards, Polar Caps able to hold it. Send it over here to the near side. Tied up along the near side. Polar Caps come out with it. It goes towards the slot. Shot goes up off the face mask of Thompson. Bouncing around, and he'll get the cover as the Polar Caps got a couple of shots there. And Thompson coming up big for the Jayhawks. Far side face-off dot, Janesville defensive zone. Tied up there at the dot. Worked out high in the circle there, far side. Janesville able to clear it over here to the near side. Not going to be enough for icing, I don't think. No, waved off. Janesville gets their centering pass in the slot. Shot off a body of one of the Polar Caps and kicked over into the near side corner. Out of the zone, cross center ice it goes. Tora Magnus works it up off the near side boards. Down in to the Polar Cap zone, and we'll have an icing and a face-off in the Janesville defensive zone. Near side dot, Janesville defensive zone. Janesville pick up possession, work it down below the goal line over to the far side, up the far side boards. Out of the zone, across center ice it goes. Just down into the Polar Cap zone, won't be icing. They'll work it around the back of their net over here near side. Along the near side boards, Janesville will come in. They'll send it back down deep. Over to the far side it'll go. Janesville along the far side boards, centering pass, tipped just wide of the net here on the near side. And down over here in the corner, the Polar Caps will send it out here. Janesville will send it back in from the point below the goal line far side. Over into the corner, Janesville gets possession. Centering pass, just out of the reach. Another attempt at a tip there, top of the circle, near side. Shot goes down and sticked away by the Polar Caps defense. They'll work it out to center ice, and they'll pick up possession as they gain entry into the Janesville zone here on the near side. Down around the back of the net over there to the far side. Centering pass to the back door. Not able to get a stick on it, and over into the corner it comes. Polar Caps come out with it. Face-off dot, shot from the near side. And Thompson will knock that one away, and the puck will go along the far side boards. Polar Caps able to hold the zone. Janesville trying to work it out on the far side. Polar Caps send it back down below the goal line. Over here near side. Below the goal line, 2-on-1. Polar Caps come out with it on the far side. Centering pass comes out front. Polar Caps step up, shot. Kick save over the far side. Rebound shot, then saved again over to the far side corner. And Thompson, again, cat-like reflexes down there in the crease. Then the puck will come down over here into the near side corner. Along the near side boards, Janesville trying to work it up and out. And out of play it'll go. And we'll get a face-off here in the Janesville defensive zone. Off the face-off, draw back here to the point near side. Send the shot up on that, and that's a save by Thompson, as I'm not sure he actually saw that one come through low on the ice, and out to center ice it is on the far side boards. Polar Caps will work it in there, far side. Janesville trying to tip it up and out. They do. Along the far side boards across center ice. Janesville will work it down in to the Polar Cap zone. Janesville will get there first over here on the far side. Working here near side, centering pass out in the slot. Not able to get a clean stick on it, and as the Polar Caps were able to chip it out of there, and they'll work it up and out through the high slot. Trying to work a man over here on the near side. Janesville poke checked it, held it up for a moment. Now it'll go down into the near side corner below the goal line there, and the Polar Caps will pick it up, working around the Janesville net far side. Out to the high slot, centering pass. Shot, no, not able to. The Janesville got a stick on it, and Janesville works it out along the far side. Out across center ice into the Polar Cap zone. From the top of the circle, shot, kick save over here near side. Janesville steps up. Polar Caps able to clear. Janesville pick it up at center ice, work it right back in. They'll regroup, and they'll regain entry over there, and Polar Caps with it far side corner. Trying to work it up off the boards, not able to. Janesville holds it down. Top of the circle now far side. Shot, kick save over there into the far side corner. Janesville will work it up the far side boards. Polar Caps got there first. Janesville ties it up. Polar Caps pick up the puck. They'll work it out of the zone. Cross center ice. Far side, they make a move all the way in. Shot. And that was another big save coming by Thompson, as Thompson is on fire tonight. And we'll get a defensive zone face-off there on the far side dot. Tied up on the circle. Kicks over here to the slot. Off a Janesville defenseman as Polar Caps try to get a shot on, and it kicks over here to the near side. Not out. Polar Caps able to hold it. Round the back of the net there to the far side. Polar Caps able to hold it in over there. Send it in towards the center ice. And it's deflected over here into the near side corner. Janesville trying to work it up high in the zone. Everybody from Janesville thought the other person had it as they all skated past it. In the zone it stayed. Now it'll work its way out over there on the far side. Delayed offsides. They'll have to regroup, Polar Caps, and they'll work back in. Janesville with it behind their net. They'll work it up over here on the near side. Polar Caps step up, hold it here, send it into the near side corner. Centering pass goes through the middle and over there into the far side corner. Janesville works up the far side boards. They'll send it in on net, and Thompson will put the stick and the glove on it and take the face off. 6.5 minutes to go here in the second. 24-12 shots on net in favor of the Polar Caps. The score, 1-0 in favor of Janesville. Far side dot, Janesville defensive zone. There in the slot, Janesville gets a stick on it, works it up, headman pass. Goes through center ice down in the Polar Cap zone. Not going to be enough, not going to be icing. Waved off along the side of the net there, and the goalie will put the cover on it. Take the whistle. We'll get an offensive zone face-off upcoming for Janesville. Off the draw, hung up there on the dot along the far near side boards. Top of the circle, Polar Caps trying to work it out. Janesville able to hold it in the high slot. Oh, just squeaks out. Back in, offsides. Now the Polar Caps will have a breakaway working it back into the Janesville zone. They'll work in, shot, save, rebound, covered. And Thompson once again coming up big for the Jayhawks. Near side dot, Janesville defensive zone. Draw, come over here to the near side, and they'll work it out of the zone. Polar Caps will pick it up inside their zone here on the near side. Face-off dot near side. He'll work it around the back of his net. Over there to the far side. Trying to work it up and out. Janesville able to hold it in. They'll send it towards the slot. Polar Caps there. They'll work it up here out of the near side. Janesville out at center ice. Grabbed a hold of it for a minute. Now down into their zone they go. Top of the circle here near side. They'll work it out. Off the stick of the Caps. Down into the near side corner. Polar Caps will work it up these near side boards. Janesville will get in there, try to tie it up. Off the near side boards, Janesville defense. Able to hold it here near side. Now the Caps got a stick on it, work it out at center ice. Janesville tries to send it back in. Off a stanchion it goes and held up. Now it's center ice. Janesville will work it in. Near side, top of the circle. Try to get a centering pass off the stick of the Polar Caps. That one centering pass went down through the crease and into the far side corner. Nobody there for Janesville. It'll get worked up along the far side boards. Janesville able to get a stick on it out here at center ice. Polar Caps, no, they work through it, push it down into the Janesville zone. Near side corner, looking for the centering pass off the stick of Thompson as they tried to get the centering pass, and Janesville pick it up, work it through the high slot over to the far side, out of the zone across center ice. They'll throw it in to the zone of the Polar Caps behind the net, and we'll have, I believe, an upcoming penalty. Yes, we'll have a roughing call.
JC, is boarding 2 and 10?
You're calling a board?
Yeah. I'm going to need one more. Yeah, it was a boarding. It's going to be 2 and 10, so I'm going to need somebody to serve the 2-minute penalty.
What was the board for, though? He came up and hit.
So boarding is the call. So boarding is the call. It's a 2 and a 10. So he'll serve a 10-minute penalty. The number 98. So number 98 will be on a 10-minute penalty. He won't be out of the box. And somebody will head into the box to serve the 2-minute. And we weren't ready down here. All right, we're still trying to get things straightened out in the penalty box. We're good to go. So Janesville will be on the power play for 2 minutes, minute 58 now to be exact. Draw, far side dot, Janesville offensive zone. Off the draw, goes in on net wide over here in the near side corner. Along the boards here, near side, Janesville ties it up, sends it back down below the goal line. Near side, worked over there to the far side. Far side corner. High in the slot. Janesville tries to send it back down, centering pass. Shot goes on, rebound, kicked over here into the far side corner. Near side corner, I'm sorry. From point to point, high in the slot. Shot goes wide of the net to the far side. Rebound off the pads. Polar Caps trying to work it out. Janesville holds it top of the circle here near side. Goes down and through the crease over to the far side corner. Polar Caps will work it up and out. Along the far side boards, just inside the Janesville zone, and they sent it out, and I believe that one went up and out of play. As I just got a special delivery. I've been down here all day, and a Jimmy John sub just showed up. So very thankful to the Magic Elf that brought that. Off the draw along the far side boards. Back up into the Janesville zone it'll go, into the far side corner. And I believe that is an icing, and we'll be back down into the Polar Cap zone. Far side dot, Janesville offensive zone. Three and a half minutes to go here in the second period. Off the draw. Back to the point there, far side. Shot goes high. Grabbed and held by Zinnin. And we'll get a face-off back on that same dot. Off the draw, tied up there on the circle. Polar Caps get a stick on it. They'll work it out of the zone. Center ice it is. Janesville will get there on the far side, work it up the far side boards. Back and forth at center ice. Just inside the Janesville zone now, along the far side boards. They'll work it over here near side. Janesville will work it up and out on the near side, across center ice. Send it rink wide, far side. Just out of reach of the head man. Top of the circle, far side, Polar Cap zone. Janesville able to get it down to slot. Shot! Rebound off the chest and collected by Zinnin, and he'll get the cover, and we'll get a face-off. off the draw. Back here to point, far side. Shot goes up. Knuckleball up and over the top of the net there and worked over here into the near side. Out towards the high slot. Polar Caps able to work it out along the far side. They'll dump it down into the Janesville zone. Far side corner it is. Janesville will work it around to the near side. Polar Caps will cut it off. Work it back here to point on the near side. They'll dump it back down below the goal line. It'll go over to the far side. Janesville pick it up over there. Work it off the far side boards. Trying to work it out. The Polar Caps able to hold. Along the far side board. Centering pass through the slot. Had a man there, not able to collect it, and over here to the near side it comes. Janesville able to clear it. It's a foot race to the puck there along the far side boards inside the Polar Cap zone. Polar Caps able to maintain possession along the far side. Out of the zone, Janesville able to collect it at center ice. They'll work it back up and in. Offsides it was. And we'll have a face-off just outside the offensive zone for Janesville here on the near side dot. Off the draw, kicked over here. Polar Caps will work it in over there, top of the circle, far side. Janesville's zone, shot goes up. Batted down with the glove by Thompson, kicked back out in front. Janesville able to clear it, and they'll send it all the way down, and this will be an icing as Thompson got that one in the glove, but not able to collect it. Bounced down in the slot. And now we'll have a defensive zone face-off for Janesville with 1:44 to go. Far side dot, 1-0, Janesville lead, 28-16 shots on net in favor of the Caps. At the face-off dot, try to work it towards the slot. Janesville sends it back over far side. Not able to clear it. Now it comes out. Offsides it was as he recollected it. And we'll have a face-off there on the far side dot, just outside the defensive zone of Janesville. Off the draw at the dot. Janesville will poke it over the center ice. Polar Caps over here near side, trying to work it back across. Janesville will get a stick on it. Back across center ice. Polar Caps will work it just down into the Janesville zone. Cut towards the slot, over to the far side, shot! Wide of the net over here into the near side corner. Janesville top of the circle near side. Off the boards, out into the hot slot. Janesville coming down, shot! Rebound out front, second shot goes up and wide of the net far side as Janesville got a little bit of a breakaway there. And two shots on Zinnin, and he makes both saves. And the puck will come all the way over here near side, just in front of the Polar Cap bench. And Janesville will send it wide over to the far side. Center ice it is. Polar Caps come up with it on their blue line, just inside their zone. They'll work it back up over here, trying to get a headman pass here on the near side. Janesville out at center ice had the pocket pick, and Polar Caps will work it back up into the Janesville zone. 38 seconds to go in the period. Janesville will work it over here to the near side corner. Polar Caps step up. They'll work along the goal line, double back here on the near side. Down around the back of the net there to the far side. Trying to get a pass out here to point, and it's deflected and kicked out of the zone along the far side boards. Moved it over here to the near side point. Near side point moves it over the boards. Janesville able to hold it, sends it in on net. Save, collected by the defense of Polar Caps and sent over to the far side boards. Janesville steps up, holds the zone. Shot goes up and held with the glove of Zinnin, and we'll get a face-off upcoming with 3.6 seconds to go on the clock. Just enough time to drop the puck, and we'll have our second intermission here at the Janesville Ice Arena. And there it is. 0.1 second as the shot went on, and there was a save. A quick draw down there in the timekeeper's box. It's a nice quick trigger finger. There it is off the draw. There's the buzzer. And that's intermission as Janesville goes Heading into the third period with a 1-0 lead. Both teams heading back out to center ice. And Dawson, it appears to be back in net for the Caps. It appears that they're just switching up every period. And we got Thompson, the brick wall, in net there for Janesville. And off the draw, Caps will work it up along the far side into the Janesville zone. Top of the circle, they'll work it down. Centering pass deflected by Janesville, taken around the back of their net here to the near side. Down below the net, centering pass. Far side face-off dot, and Janesville able to clear it. And this won't have enough on us. We won't have icing. Polar Caps will pick it up, far side corner, their zone. Around the back of their net here to the near side. Up and around the Janesville defense across center ice. Janesville able to chip it up and hang on to it in center ice. They'll regain, and Polar Caps with a little bit of a steal there. They'll work it back into the Janesville zone through the slot. Over there, far side, reset, shot, save, rebound out front. Janesville clears it over here to the near side. Along the near side boards, Polar Caps come up with it at the top of the circle. Shot just wide of the net there on the far side post. Janesville will work it around over here to the near side. Caps will pick it back up. Out to the high slot. Shot goes in, sticked away over into the near side corner by Thompson. Along the near side boards, Janesville able to clear it back out to center ice. They'll work it down into the Polar Cap zone here just in front of the bench. Send it down into the slot. Polar Caps got a stick on it, tie it up. Polar Caps try to work it out along the boards. Janesville takes a shot on net and a save by Zinnan. And we'll get a defensive zone. Face-off, or offensive zone. Wow. Depends on what side of this. Yeah. Offensive zone face-off for Janesville. Off the draw. Along the near side boards. Heads up off of a defenseman. I think that caught him in the head. He wasn't expecting that. Around the back of the net it is. Over there on the far side. Sent back here near side corner. Working it up and out. Headman pass through the high slot. Out at center ice. Janesville with a poke check. Tied it up for a moment. And just inside the Janesville zone, Janesville send it over to the far side. And out of the zone they go. Into the Polar Cap zone. Centering pass there in the slot. Polar Cap's able to pick it up. They'll work it off over here on the near side. Janesville sends it back in. And the Caps able to deflect it out. And at center ice it is along the far side boards. Janesville works it just back inside. Polar Caps able to get a stick on it. Send it over here near side in front of the Janesville bench. Just inside the Janesville zone. Janesville able to clear it out. Center ice it is. Trying to work it in. Polar Caps with the steal. Working across center ice over there far side into the Janesville zone in the slot. Shot goes up. Stick down into the far side corner. Round the back of the net over here to the near side. Polar Caps send it back down deep. Centering pass by the Caps in the slot. Shot wide of the net to the far side. Down in the far side corner. Janesville able to clear it off the stick of the defenseman of the Polar Caps and just inside the Polar Cap zone, top of the circle, far side. Janesville able to hold the zone, take it deep down in the far side corner. Trying to get a centering pass deflected. Now it comes out, not able to get all of it, and it's kicked over here near side, and the Caps will work it out and send it over there rink wide to the far side, and they'll dump it. Tried to dump it into the Janesville zone. Janesville able to hold it along the far side boards. Now the Caps will come up with it off their blue line, work it back up across center ice. Down into the Janesville zone, far side corner. Caps will pick it up over here on the near side. Tied up. Caps will work it around, trying to get it out in front. Working around the back of the net there to the far side. Down below the goal line, cut it back here near side. Pass out here to the circle. Near side, sets up, shot, and sticked and gloved by Thompson, and we'll have a face-off upcoming. Near side dot, Janesville defensive zone. Off the draw. In the slot it is. Shot deflected out. Hasn't made it to the net yet. Comes high in the slot. Janesville able to chip it out on the far side. Caps will send it back in. They're offsides. They'll regroup, re-enter. Behind the net. Janesville has it here on the near side. They'll work it off the boards and out of the zone it comes. Try to send it back in. Janesville able to clear it. Sends it down just inside the Cap zone. Lost the handle. Janesville not able to get a shot on as the Caps were trying to clear it. And left the puck sitting there in the slot, and the puck will slide over now along the far side boards. Janesville with it, centering pass there at the face-off dot, shot wide there far side, and it'll work its way over here to the near side. Caps will pick it up from here and work it back over far side boards. Janesville able to hold it up there for a moment. Now the Caps will work it out across center ice. Down in here, the near side, top of the circle, the Janesville zone. Lost the handle coming in, and Janesville will work it up and out. We'll have an icing upcoming by the looks of it. And there it is, just enough to make icing. Will have a face-off in the Janesville defensive zone. 10.5 minutes to go here in game one of this doubleheader. Off the draw at the face-off dot. Janesville works it up along the near side boards, not able to get it out. Caps send it back in. Try to get a shot off the skates of a Janesville defenseman and kicked over to the far side. Out of the zone it comes. Caps with it. They'll send it rink wide over here near side. They'll regain entry, top of the circle, near side. They'll work it way down along the goal line, centering pass all the way through and over to the far side boards. Caps with it over there on the far side. Into the slot, shot. Blocker down and over to the near side corner. Caps will get there first. Janesville ties it up. Along the near side boards. Caps come up with it. Near side face-off dot. Shot, stick down by a defenseman. Rebound shot. Blockered away down into the near side corner by Thompson and work back up the near side boards. Janesville not able to clear it. Polar Caps able to hold, and they'll send it back down into the near side corner of Janesville. Janesville trying to work it up the boards. Now they'll work it out off the boards into center ice it is. Polar Caps pick it up. They'll send a headman pass, and we'll have an icing on the Caps now. And we'll work it back down into the Janesville offensive zone. Far side dot. Off the draw from the point. Shot. Sticked and collected by Dawson, and we'll have a face-off again from that same dot. Off the draw, shot goes just past the net there to the near side. Caps trying to clear the zone. Janesville sends a shot up on net, and Dawson will block her to the far side corner. Top of the circle, far side, centering pass comes through. Caps are there. They'll work it up here along the near side. Center ice, Janesville able to send it right back down into the near side corner. Caps will pick it up down there below the goal line. Janesville puts on pressure. They steal it, trying to get the centering pass out front. They're on the far side. Janesville steps up. Oh, they're both fighting over it. I don't think they knew that each other were there, and Janesville not able to get a clean shot. Out to point, far side. Sets up, shot goes in, tip, bouncing around it into the glove of Dawson, and that one will be held, and we'll get a face-off upcoming. in the offensive zone for Janesville on that far side dot. Centering pass, or off the draw, it went to the center. Polar Caps collected it and took it to the far side. Janesville steps up, holds the zone, tried to get a shot in the slot, not able to, and it bounces over here near side corner. Polar Caps working it up the near side boards, able to work it out of the zone along the near side boards. Center ice headman pass over to the far side. Right back here as he works it near side, and Janesville comes in, able to get a poke check and work it over along the near side boards. Out here at point, Polar Caps trying to hold it, not able to. They'll send it in, offsides. They'll have to regroup, and Jays will pick it up around the back of their net there to the far side. Shot on net, and Thompson will block it down over there to the far side, and this puck will come down out of the Janesville zone into the Polar Cap zone. They'll work it around the back of the net over here near side. Janesville able to hold it there in the slot. No, offsides. Looked like they had held it there for a moment, and it had just squeaked over as Janesville is drooling on a re-entry on that one. Off the draw, back to point for Janesville. Trying to work it in, and the Caps are able to hold it. Kicked over there to the far side, along the far side board, center ice it is. Janesville with possession. Headman pass as they come back into the Polar Cap zone. They'll send it up on net, stick covered and held. And we'll get an offensive zone face-off for Janesville. 7.5 minutes to go here in the third. Tied out, or game still 1-0. Shots on net, 35-25 in favor of the Caps. They're in the slot. Janesville tries to get a shot up, stick down into the far side corner, and Caps will work it back up that far side set of boards. Janesville at point, steps up, holds his own. Top of the circle, far side. Puck squirts down through the slot and over here into the near side corner. Janesville there first, trying to get a center pass. Tipped by the stick of the Caps out here to the point. Shot from the point, blockered away into the near side. Down below the goal line, Caps will work it over to the far side. Trying to work it up and out of the zone. They do. Through center ice, they got a headman pass just out of reach on the far side. They'll get it down there in the far side corner. Centering pass out front, tipped by Janesville, held over along the far side boards and sent out here to center ice. Out at center ice, Caps will work it back across from the near side back into the slot. Trying to make a move around the Janesville defense. Able to hold it in his skates. Trying to work it out. Caps come back in, make a move, cut through, shot. And that was a save and kicked over there to the far side. Top of the zone there, far side, work down to the top of the circle. Shot goes in, block it around, high up and over. And that one goes in as the rebound goes off the Polar Caps, and they tie it up here late in the third period. I don't think Thompson saw that one. That one popped up high and wound up in the back of the net. So Evan Bloninen, 98, with the goal unassisted. James will work it off the faceoff just down into the Cap zone. In the slot, shot sticked off to the far side. Down the far side corner, centering pass by Janesville, deflect by the Caps and left wide. Now to the zone, they'll work it. Cross center ice. Down in the Janesville zone, top of the circle, near side. Works down, shot, save, and kicked over to the near side corner by Thompson. Around the back of the net, the Caps will send it to the far side. Janesville will work it back over here near side. Caps hold it. They'll send it towards the slot. Shot. Sticked and shot down into the far side corner. Janesville will work it up over here along the near side. Out of the zone they come. Lost the handle as they were coming out. At center ice, the puck is. Both teams looking a little bit tired right now as they've got a whole nother game to go after this one. In front of the Polar Cap bench along the near side boards. Both teams battling for possession as they gain, Janesville gains entry, and we'll have a trip upcoming on the Polar Caps. Centering pass deflected by the Polar Caps, and so number 77 going to the box for interference. Joshua Douglas We'll have 5 minutes to go here in the game, and Janesville on a 2-minute power play. Off the draw, tied up at the circle. Back out here to the top of the circle. Shot didn't make it there, and the rebound goes in and gets covered. And we're going to face off here on the near side dot. On the draw at the face-off dot. Kicked over there high in the zone to the far side. Janesville sends it back in. They'll have to regroup as they were offsides. They're still offsides. They all need to regroup. Still offsides. And Janesville offside, so the puck will come outside of the zone. So we'll have a face-off in the Janesville zone on the far side dot. When it's an offsides like that, it comes all the way down into the Janesville zone. Janesville off the draw, wins it out of the slot, works it up and across center ice. Stolen by the Polar Caps just inside their zone, worked back up and out across center ice. Janesville there sends it back up the far side boards there, just outside the zone. Now they'll work it in. Caps come up with it, and they'll work it right back out again. Across center ice, Janesville pick it up just before their zone, work it back up the far side boards. Shipped back into the Cap zone, and the Caps are working around the back of their net over here to the near side. Janesville gets a stick on it, ties it up, keeps it in the zone. Top of the circle here near side. Janesville centering pass. Oh, just through, not able to get it as it was coming right through the slot. Backhand centering pass off the back of the net. Comes out here to the high slot. Janesville gets a stick on it, trying to work it back down as each player was confused at who was going to take it, and Polar Caps able to clear the zone. They'll send it in on the Janesville zone down below the goal line there on the far side. And Thompson will reach out, grab a hold of it, and take the cover as we have 3 minutes, 46 seconds to go, 33 seconds on the power play for Janesville. And a face-off on that far side dot, Janesville defensive zone. Janesville wins it on the far side boards. All the way through center ice. This one not enough to make it. Janesville gets there first. Lost an edge going in hot. Along the near side boards. Polar Caps trying to work it out. Janesville able to hold for a minute. Now the Caps get it out. They got a 2-on-1 going back in against Janesville. Top of the circle here near side. Centering pass back door just out of reach. Not able to get there, and on the far side boards it is. Janesville works it out across center ice. Down into the Polar Cap zone, no icing. And the goalie will have to play it, and around the back of their net, they'll stop here near side. Cut towards the slot. Back here near side. Out of the zone they come, cross center ice. Headman pass on the far side, work up the far side boards in the Janesville zone. Top of the circle, far side. Looking to take a shot. High and over the net into the near side corner. Caps trying to work it back over there, high zone. High slot there, trying to get a shot, not able to. Janesville got a stick on it, trying to work it out. No, near side point, held it in, off the body of a defenseman out front. Down and along the goal line there, back over to the far side. Centering pass out front, comes out here to the top of the circle. Janesville got a stick on it and able to clear the zone. Caps will send it in over there on the far side. Along the goal line, high in the zone it is. Janesville able to chip it out. Now Janesville working, it's a foot race as they work up with some speed along the far side dot. Centering pass out front in the slot, shot. And that one was grabbed and held. Stone cold look on the goalie's face as he grabbed that one. Didn't move and just hands it to the ref. Far side face-off dot. 2 minutes, 14 seconds to go here in the period. Off the draw, back here to the point in the slot. Shot goes in, tipped, and covered by the goalie. Far side face-off dot. Janesville offensive zone. Draw goes down below the goal line, far side. Off the far side boards, trying to work it out to the Caps. Janesville able to hold it at the point. They'll set up, try to get a shot, deflected wide, and over here into the near side corner it comes. Caps will get there first, try to work it up the near side boards. Janesville able to tie it up. Now the Caps get it out. Janesville will send it right back in. Caps are able to tie it up right inside the zone. Now along their goal, blue line, Caps will work it out across center ice. Janesville will tie it up, keep them from entering. They'll work it back up just inside the Cap zone, who quickly work it right back out. Caps over here near side, across center ice, trying to make a move into the Janesville zone. Janesville sends it down in off the official as he caught that puck in the hip, and he's feeling it off the near side boards. Janesville works it down into the Polar Cap zone, into the far side corner. Along the far side boards, Janesville not able to hold. Out at center ice it is. They'll send it over here to a man at center ice. Lost the handle just inside the Janesville zone. Caps with the steal. They'll work it down on net. Thompson, no, just over the shoulder, stick side, and it's a goal as the Polar Caps take the lead with 58 seconds to go in the game.
'98 unassisted. God damn.
Sorry about that. He took it in the leg. He's hurting down there. Got a puck right in the thigh. Number 98 unassisted, Evan Blonian. If you can help me with the pronunciation, go right ahead. Caps win it right back into the Janesville zone. Centering pass out front. Shot saved by Thompson over to the far side. Centered back out in front. Not able to get to the net this time, and Janesville work it up and out of the zone. Cross center ice down into the Polar Cap zone, into the slot, and Caps will come up with it, work it over here near side. Centering pass out of the zone. Work back over here near side into the Janesville zone it goes. Into the slot, shot goes wide on the near side, comes back out in front, and it's collected and held by Thompson with 25.8 seconds to go on the clock. Polar Caps 2, Janesville 1. Shots on net, 41-30, favor of the Caps. Off the draw, works hung up there at the faceoff dot. Now the Caps will work it towards the slot. Backdoor centering pass and missing the handle, and down into the far side corner it goes. Up the far side boards. Janesville trying to work it out. Caps send it back in. Offside, so now Janesville work it up and out along the far side. Trying to get a headman pass as they had somebody behind the defense. Caps are able to pick it up, work it back in the Janesville zone. And that's it. That'll end it. Game 1 of a doubleheader here in Janesville as the Caps pick up the win late in the third period. Blonian, thank you very much. I hope that I got it right there on the pronunciation. And we'll be back here shortly for game 2 of the doubleheader. I'm Coach Nate with Blue Line Basics. Hit that like button. Smash that subscribe button. If you want to help us out even more, go on over and pick up some of that awesome swag at BlueLineBasics.com or hit that donation